All right, so this is my 2016 Passat in my terribly ugly garage, but everything's stock on the outside. And let's talk about what's under the hood for a moment. So obviously the most noticeable thing is going to be this, the CTS Turbo cold air intake. I've never liked the placement of this thing, and I want it to go like down that way and out of the way, but a bigger fish to fry. So cold air intake, it's the first thing I did. Really opened it up. Sounds great. It was just fun from the get-go once I installed that, but that does bring on the kazoo noise that comes from the diverter valve. So you got to deal with that until you get the diverter valve replaced, and if you want to do that, it is like way back there somewhere, and it's supposed to be a huge pain in the rear. But moving on, so as I was going through induction here, got the cold air intake. If you look down here, you can probably see it. It's kind of tough, but just about right there, that is our CTS turbo outlet pop. And then we also have the CTS turbo charge pop here as well, the throttle pop, sorry. So we got those three. The JB4, kind of handy spotlight going on back here. Got the JB4 just tucked away back there for now. I like the JB4, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely not terrible, but it is far from the end-all be-all for what I want to do for this thing. So we'll go proper stage 2 ECU tune and probably maybe a TCU tune. I don't know. For sure stage 2 though. When we go that route, we'll do stage 2 and a catless down pop. Probably from CTS Turbo. I like their products. Super nice folks. Always very responsive. And I've never had any issues with any of my orders. So I've ordered a couple things. One other thing I forgot to mention that you're not going to see down there is the turbo muffler delete. Some people say, yeah, it makes the turbo sound better. Honestly, you don't hear anything over the sound of the diverter valve right now. So I just did that because I also had this whole thing torn apart while I was putting the outlet pop on. So it just makes sense. If you're going to do one, go ahead and do the other if you have any appetite to do it. And if you're going to buy the part, just do it all at the same time. Otherwise, I can't tell you that it made a huge difference if it did. I just don't know what that is. So, but we're good. Still all stuck here. Even as we dive into coil packs, you know, those are still stock. I haven't changed out the coils or the plugs yet. Those are just around the corner, probably in the next 6 weeks or so. I did replace the PCV valve because this thing consumes a lot of oil, and yeah, I don't like it. It's just way too much. So I thought maybe if we replace this, because this is common to fail at around 65,000 miles or so. It's not that expensive. Let's see if that fixes the issue. It doesn't. But it's replaced. So it was like 30-40 bucks, and I'm sure it needed it. So it's one less thing. But yeah, over the next 6 weeks, we're going to be doing ignition stuff next. So coils, plugs, and then we'll move into some of the exhaust stuff. But really trying to keep it fairly low key for now. I've got engine mounts that will be going in over the next 2 weeks. The rear engine mount, the dog bone that's down on the bottom towards the back. I've got that part already, just waiting for a quote to get that installed. I think that's actually fairly easy. You could probably do that yourself at home if you wanted to, but I don't want to. So there we are. I just want to enjoy it. There's a couple things I prefer to do myself. I did all this other stuff myself. But yeah, whenever it comes to getting under there too terribly much, I don't have a whole lot of time. So I'm okay with paying for that. But yeah, I think really, you know, I definitely like to get an exhaust, but I don't want anything too terribly loud. That's going to take away from the quote unquote stock / sleeperness of it, so to speak. But yeah, anything to help with performance. Some of y'all are going to notice that I took the insulation out there. I had no real reason to do that. I was just wondering if it sounded any different, if it was a bit louder, so to speak. But yeah, I don't know. Once I took it down, I just left it off because I haven't had the time to put it back on. But it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, so one other thing that I've been wanting to do, but I just cannot find the part, is new intake manifold here. Let me get out of the light. So intake manifold is obviously stock, but I cannot seem to find a proper performance replacement for this. I'm sure it's just a lack of knowledge, a bit of ignorance here and there of I think I know what to search for, but yeah, this 1.8 in the 2016 models, I can't seem to find anything. I see something for the 2.0s, and I've heard comments that, oh, these are the same blocks pretty much, you know, just a couple key differences, a couple small differences here or there, but I really don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I just do a lot of reading to try to learn. So I'd like to get that upgraded at some point. You know, bigger injectors as well, fuel injectors. But yeah, that's a bit down the road. You know, I'd probably need some new seals, some new gaskets, things of that nature. But very long-winded intro into the old sleepy Passat here. I think it's kind of funny. I've got two girls that are 6 and 10, and it terrifies them to ride in the car because they're like, "Hey, Dad, you're going too fast. You're probably breaking some laws." And but it's kind of neat though. Like they like to get out here and help me clean the car sometimes and clean off a couple parts here and there. But they don't like to get their hands too dirty. So, but if you can see, it's kind of dark, but this is it. She's very stock. You can see the wheels obviously are stock as well. I did pick up these 17s. The other ones are 16s. Let's shine the light over there. It's a little bit better. Yeah, I like these 17s a bit better, but they need new tires. So I got these for like $100 for the whole set. The cargo liner and a full rubber set all the way through. $100 for the whole thing, just to help the guy clean out his garage, get the stuff out of his garage. So yeah, that was a heck of a steal. Just need to throw some wheels on it, some tires on the wheels, and I'll throw those wheels on here. But yeah, that is it for now. It's kind of fun, kind of peppy. Haven't thrown it on the dyno, so I don't really know what we're pushing from a horsepower perspective. I'm running map 6 on the JB4 on 93 octane. And my logs have shown me hitting, tapping at right at 21 pounds of boost. So I don't know. It's 170 stock. It's probably, I'd like to say conservatively, probably pushing 230 right now. So about 60 horsepower over stock, but I don't know. I haven't put it on the dyno to really say. All I know is it's fun. I enjoy driving it. Yeah, maybe when we get stage 2 done, we'll throw it on the dyno and actually see what we can pump out of this thing. But for now, I'm just enjoying it, trying to see how much money I can sink into it before I break it. Don't want to break anything, so I'm having to take it a little bit slower and replace some of the key parts to keep other things from breaking as we go. So these transmissions aren't known for holding over about, I think it was like 275 horsepower, something, I forget the foot-pounds of torque, but yeah, this is not a DSG transmission. This is just, I forget the model that comes with the 1.8Ts. This is an S. So as base as you can get is what this bad boy had on it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd also like to do a DSG swap one day, but it's kind of hard to find out if this is actually compatible. If I can throw, just slap a DSG in there like it's going to bolt up just fine with no issues. So a lot of reading, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things I really want to do. I've got way too much money in this car for what it's worth at this point, so there's no turning back. We're just going to go up from here. But it's been fun. I'm really enjoying it. And it's a fun little car. It's reliable. Keep oil in it. Keep the oil changed. Maintain it like it's supposed to be maintained. And I think it does fairly well, especially given the extra stuff I'm throwing at it. So it's pretty fun. We'll see how it goes, but follow along and we'll see what we can do.